Recently, the government have announced some changes in relation to electoral bond scheme. So recent means it was in November 2022. So we'll discuss that. But why it is important now is that just 2 days back, government have notified that from 4th October 2023 onwards, there will be electoral bond sale will happen. Okay. So that's the reason from 4th till 13th of October 2023. In this 10-day, this days is very important. In this 10-day gap, that is from 4th October to 13th October 2023, there will be electoral bond sale will happen. And important thing to note down is that the sale will happen only through one bank, that is through State Bank of India. Only authorized bank is now State Bank of India. The government may in future may announce other banks, but currently the authorized bank to sell electoral bonds is State Bank of India. That can be a prelims question. Okay. So please note down which bank can sell electoral bonds. Okay. Another thing you should know regarding this news is that what is the frequency of this electoral bond selling will happen. The sale of electoral bonds happens, how frequent? It happens with the frequency of 3 months. Normally, it happens with the frequency of 3 months. It happens in January, April, then July and October. So every 3 months in this cycle, 3 months with the 10-day period, when the date the government will announce normally just 2-3 days before the sale, they will announce where this will be happen. For example, in the case of 4th October sale, on 29th September, the government have notified that it notified that between 4th October to 13th October, electoral bond sale will happen. Okay. Now you should know what is this electoral bond is about. Okay. Regarding electoral bonds, it is basically, it was introduced in the year January in the year 2018. Okay, this is very important. Okay, when it was introduced. Okay, and month is also important. Okay, in January 2018, the government have introduced this scheme, what is called as electoral bonds scheme. So this scheme, electoral bond scheme, is basically aimed to cleanse the electoral politics. Okay, so basically to cleanse the political parties, it's a first step to ensure a clean politician join our government, form our government. Okay, so it's a first step. It's a very good step. There are many steps to be taken to attain the goal of a clean political system, but it's a good step. And gradually, a lot of changes have happened with this system. Okay, the number of politicians, corrupt politicians joining the political system or to becoming the ministers have reduced from the year 2018. Okay, so that's a positive step. Maybe hopefully with the civilian participation. Okay, that's civilian participation means if you decide to vote for a clean politician rather than looking into a political party, things can change. Okay, so that is very important. You should vote. That's your right given by the Constitution of India. Okay. So you should vote, but when you vote, whom to vote? Don't look into the political party, look into the clean politician who will bring development into your constituency, whether it is assembly constituency or Lok Sabha constituency, or even if it is a local government election. Do that, okay? So our government will bring many steps, but ultimately the real change can happen only when the people, we the people, as preamble says, take the step. Okay, so please note down. So these things you can write in your mains also, mains examination. Okay, so from the prelims point of view, when this scheme was introduced, that is January 2018. What is the frequency? Every 3 months. Normally it happens in January, April, July and October. They can change this frequency in the prelims question. So that is also important. January month 1. That is first month, 1, 4, 7, 10. January, April, July, October, 1, 4, 7, 10. Okay. Now, another important point is that when there is Lok Sabha election, you know that Lok Sabha election happens every 5 years, normally, unless if it was dissolved earlier. But normally, in the last few Lok Sabha election, means the government is completing the 5-year term. That's a good sign, again, politically, for political stability. It's a sign of political stability. Okay, so every 5 years, Lok Sabha election happens. So during that period, other than this frequent 10-day sale of electoral bonds in this 4 month, there will be an additional 30-day period will be there. Okay, this is very important. Okay, an additional 30-day period during Lok Sabha election. That is another extra point to note down. Now, you should know what is the change the government have brought in November 2022. In November 22, so earlier, only during Lok Sabha election, there will be an additional 30 period was there. There in the original electoral bond scheme, which was introduced in January 2018. Okay, but in November 2022, this is also very important, this date, the government have amended this electoral bond scheme, which says that during the assembly election, state assembly election, or union territory which is having an assembly. So during the state assembly election or union territories which is having an assembly, when there is an election will be there, then there will be an additional fortnight. Fortnight means 14 days. Additional 14 days window will be there for selling the electoral bonds. Okay. These are the core information which is required in relation to electoral bond scheme. Okay. Factual information which you should be, because see, students forget factual information, but if you study systematically, this information can be saved properly in your brain, and any question comes, you can answer it